Welcome back to another tips and tricks over Leviathan's Fantasy. We're going to be going over bloodlines real quick and how to figure out what bloodlines are the best for certain weapon users and for what manuals are best, right? So, first example I'm going to give here is my character Black Bear. I have him with the Z virus, epic bloodline, heals him for 20 every second. When he attacks, he does 4% of his maximum health and damage against the enemy. Now, the reason why I have this is because he is my healer, dedicated. He has Basic Cure, Jezebel's Manual, and Healing Tips. And then he has all these heals. The reason why I have the Z-Virus is I want him to heal himself. He doesn't have a lot of offensive spells, so when he auto-attacks, I want him to do extra damage, right? So that makes sense. And then over in this category, we have Bloodlines, right? And this is how you see what effects you have as the bloodline levels up, right? So the bottom line is the one that's on the right-hand side, your vice blood, and then one on the top is your main bloodline. When your main bloodline goes up and is finished, right? Because if you look at the bottom there, it says level requirement 10 and then current level 18. That's the total amount of levels of all of these items here, right? And you can give your adventurer those items from this particular tab here. You go to donate, you click on the little backpack icon, you go to donate, and then you can just donate all of the stuff that you want them to have to use as bloodline stuff. So there's that. And then when you look over here, you have your incubator. And then you go to assign. If you look over here on the left-hand side, it describes what benefits it has for applying this particular bloodline. So, for example, with the werewolf, he gets an extra 15% hit points, and then when he's below 70%, he turns into a werewolf. Yeah, that's actually kind of a cool one, right? So, when we're talking about mages, which was the particular question asked, we have elemental affinity, and then we have the blue version, and then we have the purple version. Right, so the elemental affinity increases magic attack by 25%, and each attack has a 10% chance to unleash a fireball that deals 80% magic damage on hit, right? So then if we scroll down, we've got elemental body. Same thing, the better upgraded version of that, right? So the other question was about flying swords, right? Well, that happens to be physical damage. So if we look here, we've got Night. Each time a critical strike occurs, it restores 3% of the health and increases attack power by 10%. You can stack up to 10 times for 10 seconds, right? Or Wolf King. So if you look over here on the left, it'll give you all of the descriptions of everything. So that way, depending on what manual you have, right, which is the most important aspect of it, besides the weapon that you want to use, right? You have to have the right manuals to make the most effective use of the weapon you're going to use. So sometimes you might hodgepodge it, right, when it comes to manuals. And I'll make a video of manuals here after this one. But the thing is like Big Demon is good for like a melee, because each attack does an extra 10 points of damage and has a 5% chance of summoning a beast to fight along with you for a little bit. And for some of these melee champions, they can attack really fast, so if he's like a two-sworder or whatever, he can really just like throw down on stuff. But yeah, so that's basically it. Just remember, the most important aspect of picking the right bloodline is looking at what they're using, right? So like in her case, she has chopping iron. She's a two-handed weapon user, right? So when I give her another manual, I'm going to give her another two-handed weapon manual, right? That'll ensure that her attack with the two-handed weapon, right, goes up. Or I can also train her in 4 manuals, right? Once you get all of them unlocked, once you get 4 manuals, you can swap your original out and turn her into whatever you want, right? It's not super cost effective, but you can do it. But the main thing to understand is the main bloodlines, right? So, like, as you level this up, you get these different benefits. Don't forget that. Alright, so that's basically it about Bloodlines, how to figure out what's the best. And then, yeah, you guys have a great day, alright? Later.